like we're good to go. We can run, any arbitrary application written in any programming language. We have done this with Go Ethereum, so we've taken the Go Ethereum code and we've made it satisfy the TMSB interface so that we can run the Go Ethereum application on top of Tendermint, and we can deploy that, to however many nodes we want, and use all the same tools used by Go Ethereum, but on a Tendermint network, which gives us, much faster block times and much more security. If you're convinced that proof of stake is more secure than proof of work, which it might take some time, but eventually you'll get there. Okay, that's basically it for the demo. I see.
Okay. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. I'll go ahead and get started here. So my name's Dan. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called LegalRobot. Okay, so I'll be talking about non-financial applications of the blockchain. This is really exciting for us because we work with artificial intelligence, but we feel like there are new services that can be enabled by blockchain technologies that are just totally transformative to.
What I'm doing here is taking an actual example of a transaction puzzle transaction that happened on the live Bitcoin network. So I just downloaded the transaction details for that specific transaction. And what I did, I extracted the output script, the script pub key of the transaction. And we can now see the parsed transaction.
This is my sort of truffle project. You have the app where you can do the front end. You have your smart contracts in here, and you have your environments in which you can configure sort of different for either build or staging or test.
I'm Mohit Kalra. I'm the CEO and founder of Coinsecure. And we started Coinsecure in June 2014. And me and my co-founder, Mr. Benson Samuel, and he's the CTO of our company as well, and has been the moderator of the Indian Bitcoin section of the Bitcoin Talk forums since the beginning. The second question is your remittance service live? Yes, it is live, but it is live through our APIs. So we do not have any front end of that. We have APIs. So if you guys are willing right now, I can make you dive into the API section, and that is something really interesting, and you guys will be amazed out of that. So let me dive into our API. So we provide API methods for wallets. We provide the no key data is something what you have, like, what is your highest bid price, what is your price, what is your volume, and what is your buy price, what is your sell price, and all that stuff. Then we have trade actions where users can see. Now here's the beauty of it. You can click onto any of these actions, and this provides you all the information that you need. And it provides you simply the script that you can plug in as simple, and you can get the function up and running within seconds itself, within minutes itself. And you can get, after you've put in these methods, the code into your language, you will get the results as well. And, reference, we've got references as well. We provide AngularJS, so you can get references as well, how to implement each of these things, how to implement our API and stuff like that. So this is how we're making everything so simpler. In the info section itself, you can see what is the success rates you're getting, what is the bad request you go on.
I'm very interested in Ethereum over the last 6 months or so. It was in development for a number of years. Started gaining a lot of traction, especially as Bitcoin has been dealing with the scaling debate that seems to have been fueling a lot of its growth. And it's a completely different code base than Bitcoin. So if you're trying to integrate Ethereum into something, there is a good amount of documentation out there at the moment, but there's a lot of pitfalls, and the system's changing all the time. And there's at least a couple different things we wanted to call attention to here today to try to help out other developers that may be either working with or integrating Ethereum. If you go with an account-based system, you're going to have some issues when dealing with smart contracts. You might have users sending in support tickets or other things because your system's not seeing it right, or you yourself could cause an implementation issue to double accept something if you're not differentiating between the account payments and the smart contracts in your extra code correctly.
So one question is, how many transactions are there in a block? That's a really good question. It is not really fixed, but roughly there are 1,000 transactions in a block. Sometimes it's like 1,500 or more. It depends on the miner, like how many transactions the miner wants to package. And there is a rough target that roughly they would try to have 1,000 transactions per block.
So we built a product called Uport, which is a self-sovereign identity system. And it enables anybody with access to the internet to establish their own identity, upload reputational attributes. So those can be pictures or their Facebook or an email address. And they can ask people to cryptographically sign using reputational attestations.
Morning, good afternoon, or good evening if you're here in Singapore, for instance, where I am. It's 11 p.m. at night. I'm very excited to be on this electronic conference platform, which I've never ever done before. My name is Mano. I'm the head of development here at Otonomos BCC Singapore. We're a blockchain company incorporations platform, if you would. And today's topic that I'm going to be talking about, it's a little bit on the advanced side. So it's mostly tailored to the guys who've got a bit more experience having developed smart contracts on the Ethereum platform. As we've deployed several contracts ourselves. We've designed a whole suite of them for our use cases. And based on our learning lessons, we'd like to put forth a new way of designing smart contracts. I call it a new smart contract design pattern, where you put together the existing Ethereum protocol plus the IPFS protocol. Nothing new there with these two, because that's going to be your typical combination. But what's interesting is if you add, let's say, if you throw in a Java virtual machine to the mix, what you can potentially get is an offline smart contracts platform.
Excellent. Right. So the question is if I have any examples in Latin America where people can use it. Actually, we support, except for Venezuela, we support every country in Latin America. So we have users right now in over 100 countries. So Argentina is obviously a big country in Latin America for BitRefill, Brazil, Chile, Peru, and so on. We support most countries. Yes, Brazil as well.
Machines that will be used for a little bit later in the tutorial. Right now, the Eris machine is in scope. It means I can go Docker images, and I'll see these images. So here's Eris DB, Eris PM, the chain maker, keys, and IPFS, all as Docker images. And just to show you what happens when you Eris init, these are actually pulled. So right now it's checking for the latest versions. I already have them all. It's a little slow. Oh. Cool. And it also creates the Eris directory.
The first question we have is, can you give the update on when there will be Coinbase Ethereum API? So based on our last blog post, you can currently buy Ethereum on GDAX, which is the Coinbase exchange, and we will be adding it to Coinbase.com, so all of the products in the next few months.
Yeah, I'd say at most 2 months from now, we'll have like Ethereum on Coinbase and on the API.
So similar in that you'll scan it with your phone using a wallet like Airbitz or Bread Wallet, but it has additional benefit of it's actually using the Bitcoin key protocol. So you don't necessarily give up your password or anything like that.
Today, what I'm going to be talking to you about essentially is going to be, how to write smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. And for that, we're going to be introducing a couple of different tools. We're going to start off with kind of the basics of how to write smart contracts for Ethereum and kind of what smart contracts are in general. And so then later on in the second half, we're going to kind of dive into HitFin and what we do with smart contracts on Ethereum and how you can leverage some of the tools that we provide to make your smart contract development
Well,
easier.
thanks to the watchers for attending to this session on blockchain anchoring, and to the organizers for giving me the chance to present. My name is Adan Sanchez de Pedro. I'm 24, and I was born in Malaga, leveraging the blockchain to create immutable and impossible to tamper with, independently verifiable by anyone in the world, and irrefutable proofs of existence.
The interesting part is, what does it look like when we want to update it? So first, I'm going to show you, first let me just show you this in practice. So yeah, we have this in the test context. We set this system up in the setup function, but then okay, I actually want to set it up on the real network. So we have a concept of an installer.
Okay, let's get started. So my name is William Keel. I'm co-founder of Coinigy.com. Thanks so much to the With the Best folks. Let's see if this runs. You might get an error somewhere in there. Yeah, I had a pre in there somewhere. That's the problem. Just do console.log. Okay, so we're successfully authenticated, and we're now getting live trade data from OKCoin. So it's really as simple as that.
Well, awesome. I'm so glad that I could do this morning, and thank you all so much for the great questions. I had a great time.